let's talk about proof of concepts, POCs, pilots with collaboration platforms. So when I say collaboration platforms, I mean like Microsoft 365, Google Workspace. Actually, on my way now to talk to some large enterprise businesses about moving or potentially moving. But the most common topic, and I've got about three conversations in the last 2 weeks with large businesses about doing a POC, a pilot. Try before you buy. Now, normally, I would say that's a good idea. Right? Think about the SaaS products that are out there, like Jira, Monday.com. There's loads, and they all have their specific purposes. So for that, you could consider Jira for projects, and a POC or a pilot of Jira would be great. You just say, okay, the next two projects we do, we'll do it on Jira. But a collaboration platform is a little bit different. Collaboration platform has your whole business history, your whole corporate life. And so moving that for a period of a month or, I don't know, a few weeks is quite a big ask. So is it worth it is the question. Is it worth doing a POC or a pilot? I'll give you an example of this. When you go house hunting, maybe I don't know, you want to upsize, downsize, whatever, and you found a house that you might like. What do? Do you take the tour of the house? Do you say, oh, actually, I want to try it, but I don't want to disrupt the whole family's life, so I'm going to try living in it for a week. So it's okay, right? Let's try. And then you go into the kitchen. You want to make some dinner, but you've got no pans, you've got no pots, you've got no food. There's no fridge. You haven't moved in. It's not lived. It's not got the content you live with every day. You go into the living room, say, oh, watch some TV with the family. No TV, no sofa, no family. You've left them in the old house because you don't want to disrupt the day-to-day. So how do you get that feeling of what the house is going to be like? Are you still going to be able to do the same things you did before in the old house as in the new house? You know other people have lived in the new house. You know it's a functional house. It's worked for others for many years. So maybe it's a case of considering that there'll be some changes. Like maybe there's an induction hob instead of a gas hob. Now you're going to have to buy some new pans. Or you use the back door more than you use the front door. So we're going to get used to going out the back door straight into the drive. So there is definitely differences and changes of your lifestyle way of working. But you are not going to necessarily experience those by trying the house for a week. So it's the same applies. Is it worth the effort of trialing a collaboration platform? If you do trial the collaboration platform, do you move data? Do you keep Gmail? Do you split delivery? What happens with the sent messages? What happens with files you collaborate in? What happens with the SharePoints? What happens with the shared drives? Do you add more complication? Oh, because I was working on that in Google for 2 weeks and I have to go back to Microsoft after the pilot. What happens? So let's consider the effort, the amount of setup. Essentially, you have to set up the environment so that it's working. So that's a lot of setup already. Or do you actually go to the companies that make the products like Google or Microsoft and you say, look, I've got this scenario, I'm not sure how it's going to work, can you show me? Or go to a consultancy, an implementer who's seen thousands of these use cases before, and they can show you and demo you some of what you might feel is edge cases or something different for your business. How would this work in Microsoft, or how would this work in Google? That's probably going to give you a better feel than trialing the product for a few weeks with a few users. You may end up with the opposite experience for those users that are trialing the product. So I ask you the same question again.